Hello and welcome to the Midday News. The Livestock Development Corporation's Warriman Abattoir property in Wewak, East Sepik Province is now at its final stages of groundworks, with the entire perimeter fence completed, the densely forested areas all cleared, and the new staff housing nearing completion. Warriman Station Manager Giro Hibato stated that apart from the clearing of the forest and completion of grubbing works towards portion 193, bordering with LDC's Warriman property, they have now moved on to final groundworks down the abattoir. LDC Managing Director Terry Coim acknowledged the LDC team at Warriman. He further thanked police presence at Warriman in ensuring work there is to progress uninterruptedly. The LDC management is determined to have all groundworks completed by the end of December 2024. Local film Plusman is set to make waves with its premiere on TVWAN Plus on December, offering viewers an inspiring look at Papua New Guinea's beauty, cultural heritage, and economic promise through the lens of local talent and storytelling. The National Department of Health and YWAM Medical Ships Australia and PNG solidified their partnership through the signing of a refreshed Memorandum of Understanding last week. This MOU underscores a shared commitment to advancing healthcare accessibility and capacity building across PNG's hard-to-reach and undeserved communities. Health Minister Elias Kapavore expressed appreciation for the collaboration. The MVYWAM PNG is currently serving with the Western Provincial Health Authority and other collaborators in Western Province and is engaged in 19 villages over the past 2 weeks. The Rotary Club held the prestigious Paul Harris Award ceremony at the Aviat Club in Port Moresby, honoring Rotarians and community leaders for their remarkable contributions to Rotary International's global humanitarian mission. The Paul Harris Fellowship Award, one of Rotary's highest honors, was presented to individuals who have demonstrated exceptional commitment to service, exemplifying Rotary's ideal of service above self. Each recipient's dedication to the community is accompanied by a donation of $1,000 or more to Rotary's annual program fund, supporting various global projects that improve lives. In addition to individual recognitions, clubs that achieved outstanding collective contributions were acknowledged, with some earning the 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club or Every Rotarian, Every Year Club distinction. The awards highlight Rotary's ongoing commitment to humanitarian aid through structured contributions and global grants that address critical areas such as health, education, and peace. Rotary's recognition programs also enable donors to create named or endowed gifts that fund initiatives with lasting impact.
And finally, to each of you, I ask you to share the magic of Rotary. With each project, each act of kindness, we unleash the power of Rotary to create lasting impact and transform lives. Let us embrace the magic of Rotary by continuing to serve with dedication, compassion, and a spirit of fellowship. Together we can create hope in the world and make a difference in the lives of countless individuals. So to each of you, go out and share your magic.
Turning overseas, the next federal election could be a little earlier than expected. Campaign-style events in marginal seats and a conversation between the Prime Minister and the Premier of Western Australia are fueling speculation of a poll in March.
It looks like an election campaign, and it sounds like an election campaign.
It's great to be back here in beautiful Devonport.
In just 90 minutes, Anthony Albanese hit 2 key Tasmanian electorates, announcing a new candidate in Braddon.
And will fight each and every day for the interests of this local community.
A short flight and a new tie later, another new candidate in Lyons.
Rebecca White is a person of conviction.
The campaign vibes are fueling election speculation, like the possibility the PM could call a poll as soon as January, with a little help from a friend in the West.
The Prime Minister and I talk about a range of issues, and one of the issues was about the timing of the election.
WA's election is on March 8, but the Prime Minister has asked the question as to whether that might be flexible to make way for a federal poll instead.
If there's a secret discussion or a deal going on with the WA Premier, I think the Prime Minister should be open about it.
The election, I've said the whole way through, will be in 2025. It will be called April or before, but I'm focused on governing.
The election is due in May, but an earlier poll might be tempting. It would avoid a budget and a long line of forecast deficits to follow Labor's two surpluses. And with a growing pile of stalled bills in the Parliament, the reasons against returning to Canberra next year are mounting up.
4 foreign nationals have been discovered by Aboriginal traditional owners after arriving by boat on a remote section of the vast Northern Territory coastline. The Northern Land Council says the men, believed to be asylum seekers, told the local rangers who helped them that they had paid money to be brought to Australia.
Walk in the shallows after reportedly arriving by boat to the remote Northern Territory.
As far as I'm concerned, the Border Force and all have failed big time. It's embarrassing to keep telling them, and they have known this issue coming.
The Northern Land Council says the 4 foreign nationals showed up on Croker Island, Aboriginal land and sea country 250 kilometres northeast of Darwin.
As far as we know, yes, they've been paid money or to the foreign fishing people, the illegal fishermen, paid or been paid and then been dropped off an island, which is without water, without food. Just crazy.
While Defence and Australian Border Force do operate in the Territory, it was a local network, including Aboriginal rangers, who managed to find the men.
When they were found in dire conditions, hardly could stand, and community members and the rangers have assisted them.
Look, very concerned. We worry about our border, we worry about our people, we worry about our coast, we worry about our resources, and we want to see Border Force do actually more.
Border Force and the Prime Minister's office declined to answer questions, saying they don't comment on operational matters. The ABC understands the 4 men are no longer in Australia. The fresh arrivals reopening old fault lines ahead of next year's federal election. The arrival comes as the Land Council reports an influx of foreign vessels breaching Aboriginal land along the West Arnhem coastline. They're calling for the federal government to address the matter on urgency.
In sports, the SB-PNG Hunters have officially begun their pre-season training, gearing up for a powerful comeback in the 2025 Host Plus Cup. Following a successful 2024 season that saw them reach the preliminary finals, head coach Paul Eighton is eager to lead the team to new heights with an invigorated squad. The Hunters' first training phase is set to run from November 3rd to December 18th. During this period, the coaching team, including 2 dedicated assistant coaches, Watovo Puara Jr. and Enoch Maki, will rigorously test the fitness and skills of both returning players and the newly selected recruits. This preseason is critical as the coaching staff look to refine the squad's strengths and address areas for improvement ahead of the new season. NCD Suburban Sports Foundation Chairman and founder of NCD Governors Cup, Billy Aki, has introduced an additional 10,000 kina cash prize for 2 semi-final losers this year. He said this is only for the 2 men's teams that are eliminated from the Cup semi-finals, walking away with consolation cash prizes of 5,000 kina each. Aki said this is fair as these 2 teams had played all the way to the semi-finals, and losing without any incentive is frustrating for them. With registration open for NCD Governors Cup, Teams are coming to settle their fees for the biggest Christmas tournament on December 9th to the 27th. And that was our news update for today. Join us for more news and sports at 6 p.m. this evening.